Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Seven Swords, and we are back with Factorio Void Block. So you're gonna not recognize this. This is new. I started building this to get more of our quality modules. We also now have legendary quality modules that have been made, trying to make more legendary quality modules, and then all of the excess quality modules under legendary are being destroyed for their parts and then being made into their different tiers of quality module. We're going to be upping this. I've thought of a couple of ways we can do this one in the new area. This is just set up under our scrap field for the second base. Um, the other thing that I worked on, um, I took some of the Coriolis fluid, which I didn't realize was already being used for oil. I thought we weren't using it at all, but we were using it for oil, which we did set up. But I also set up heavy oil, light oil, and petroleum gas to basically keep those lines topped up, and to making coal and copper, which is being on the same line, so it's just being made indiscriminately, and the excess is being voided out. I don't really worry about this because everything over here is basically just we're making it because we can. I might make I might find a way to make more of the system, but as of right now, I don't think that's necessary. Um, we still have the stuff over here. We still need to make plastics eventually for our modular build. I do understand that this is not going to be optimal, that we're going to start running into issues because I decided to go with um, electric furnaces instead of going with forges. I'm not worried about it. We moved our little spider bot to here so that he's inside of the network. I also gave him a bunch of different building parts and stuff. I don't know if we're making exalted forges or what's going on there. We might need to make those. I might need to sit down and try to find a way to make those. Um, the other thing we're going to notice, I moved our nuclear setup. The reason is now this entire bot network over here is isolated to itself. This network will not communicate with this network anymore. So we have a little exalted or a greater forge works here, which is making iron plates and then voiding out anything else it gets. But this is because we basically, while I was working off camera, I literally came in and was only planning on setting up um, these so that we could have some more quality modules while we wait. And while working over here, all of a sudden everything died, and I was running around for a second, like wondering like what happened. Did I cut a power line? And then I started looking, and the entire base was dead. And that's when I went to the nuclear reactors and found out we had run out of the dark green rocks, 238. We had plenty of the 235, we just didn't have any of the 238. And that's because the whole system basically was basically I didn't have one of these systems set up anywhere. That's why I built this down here as well. This one will supply the main reactor, and then these two sub reactors will, or these two other reactors, I actually think these things might actually be more powerful, and I might be able to pull more steam out of them if I extended their range down a bit more. But um, these two reactors are being supplied by this alone, and then this is by itself because basically what I did was I cut this here and then just basically let these two come back online and then turn the entire base back on, which was not easy. But the next thing we're going to be working on, um, I do know I am I am taking into consideration the setups like this where it's like we don't have enough green cards for blue cards. I plan on having each card setup have their own. Um, as far as how we're going to do it, it's probably going to be like this every time, where we pull off copper for copper wire, put it into green circuits, just so I can extend them as I need to. But the next thing we're going to need is plastics. Um, so what I'm going to do first, since we're going to be setting up plastics next, is I'm just going to run these belts down for a bit. Yep. And then we're just going to run a power pole down the center so that we can add in some roboports. Which is one reason why I put four spacing between all of the belt lines. There we go. Now we're not going to bring coal down because I think coal goes into plastic and that's it. I was actually under the impression, I was like, why did I bring coal and all of the oils down? Because I actually don't think we're ever going to use never going to use heavy oil down here. So I'm going to go ahead and deconstruct heavy oil setup. And then as far as light oil goes, it's the same situation. We don't need light oil or heavy oil for anything down on this, and um, we only need more of the we only need the petroleum gas, which we won't need past this point once we start making plastic, because everything else is made with the sulfur. So once we get this coal line will be replaced with a plastic line. Now let's get some landfill down. Which hopefully that will do. And get our bot over here that it can start working on some of this. We probably need a lot more of these guys, but I'm not going to sit here and try to make more of them. That took way too long, and the fish is annoying. But the next thing we're going to be working on, plastics, which let's look at plastic real quick. Because the question becomes, what is the easiest way to get plastic? Because we technically could make could get low density structures from a system and then deconstruct it. We made a cryogenics plant, so let's do it in cryogenics plant because we can. All right. So if I put this here, 1, 2, and 3. And put this here, and that there. We will do plastic bars. There we go. I was gonna go with just utilizing those medium poles, but they don't reach long enough. Oh wait, duh, I'm an idiot. The entire reason why I used underground belts and underground pipes. And then we can put these out like so. Go ahead and do that. There we go. That is now plastics done. So next we need red circuits, which will need more green circuits and more copper wire. Now, there is a good chance we're going to run low on our supplies eventually. I will have to take into consideration that possibility eventually. Now, we're just going to keep building until we start running into that problem. It's truthfully going to come down to if what I'm thinking is correct, what's going to come down to is that I should have pulled these out and put them into their own separate warehouses and then done this. We might do that if I need to, which then I'll redesign all of this. This is just going to be our starter module base. Yes, we're using it. We're doing a starter module base now, which I've been still trying to decide how we're going to do the quality intermediate modules because we're probably going to have some quality intermediate modules showing up because I am going to start doing that eventually. What I might eventually do is we'll put quality modules into here once we get started with it, and then put a splitter here that lets the normals flow by, but then puts the qualities into its own requester chest, and then let bots sort the system out after that. Because it might be the easiest way to do that, unless I want to build an entire base based on the idea of creating and utilizing quality modules, which I have not. I did not come into this thinking that, so I'm not going to start thinking that now. We may we may work on updating that system later. Go within one of these. Power line. I am mainly guessing that we're probably not going to need that many of these, just because of the fact that it is. I don't know how far. I don't know how fast we will go through them. So next is into a double, which I could do the double like I did here, but I'm not going to. I have one wire assembly doing it and then see how it works. We also might do a single row for it and just see what the negative outcome of that is, which I'll show off in a second. Over to here. Nope, wrong. Too close. A lot of this will be stress testing to see how the system works. I also plan on plan on bringing in, um, what do you call it? I'm also planning on um, bringing in the void crafting of these circuits. Although I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do that yet, so we'll see. Red circuits are green circuits, copper wire, and um, plastics. So since the copper wire is part of this, I'm going to bring it over like this. Again, it might not work, but I want to see if this works before I consider a more um, robust system. Let's power these up so these can start it. Easier for me to see what belts are carrying what. Ah, makes sense. I should really start working towards getting once we get this done, we're going to start building quality buildings. So we're going to get quality power poles. We're going to get basically we're going to be aiming for anything that's got quality that's higher than that's that has a immediate use. So quality power poles being that their range will be increased by a little bit, um, and that they'll reach a little bit farther. Um, Quality solar panels, quality accumulators, stuff like that. We're not going to be qualitying everything yet, but we will be increasing the number of quality items we have. One, two, and three. That needs to be another space. Two and three. Because I definitely would like to see us having um, higher quality items before we start working towards the next base. Because the next base we're going to be building after we build this modular base is probably going to either be the modules 2 base, which is going to create the higher quality modules of everything we have, or it's going to be the improved main base of um, our slightly bigger build. This has to be an underground anyway, so I'm just going to bring it like this. Like this, bring this over like this. Instantly connect the wires. Switch them for this one because easier. Two and two. Bring you guys up. You up. Oh wait. Jeez. That's fine. Go out. One, two, three, and four. That'll be our red circuits. And connect the power line. Yeah, it didn't pull enough wire. Yeah, that's going to need to be extended a bit. There we go. How to extend the map. Oopsies. You know what? There's an easier way. That one. That one. And not that one. The base slowly grows. I can definitely say there's a part of me that feels like I should be fixing issues as I think of them, not as they arise. Mostly because of the flow here. One moment, guys. I will be right back. Oh, that was not my pause. That was not my mute button. That was my pause button. Well, I'm back. It just hit me as I went and hit it again. I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't that doesn't mute me. That pauses me. 1 second while I test to see if that actually happens. No, it does not. So me pressing that does absolutely nothing. My apologies. What we might do is we might set up another one of these recycling things, but what we'll do is we'll set it up to just do circuits, to just do the circuits, the to do the 3 circuit types, so that we can get blue circuits, red circuits, and green circuits all set up That's exactly what we're going to do, actually. We will pull that in once we get through all of this. We'll start making a um, build down here for that. Speaking of which, I can easily do this like this instead, since I'm doing it the blueprint instead of a. It'll actually be faster for me to do it out of speed because of the fact that the speed doesn't get affected by. We can't see this because it's outside of the range, but I'm pretty sure it's still pasting. We'll figure it out when we get back to it. There is the thought of just sitting at the center of the base and building everything out with the map network instead of going there like I am right now. But the next thing is to set up the build for um, blue circuits, which we will do here. So um, again, we'll plan out this to be like right here. So 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3. And then we can go, well, let's set this up first so that there's no accidental placing and stuff like that. And then output. Could be making blueprints of these, but I keep forgetting to, and they're always set up in strange, slightly different ways that I wouldn't work with blueprints, so. Wires, 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 wires. Now the next one. This one. Oh, I just realized that our music isn't playing. My apologies. What's Factorio without the hum of industry? The answer is very quiet. Mm, there we go. Next is red circuits. It's power pole over here. that we needed to make red circuits again. Now, for blue circuits, we need, it's basically the same thing it was here, except it's going to be green circuits, red circuits, and sulfur. 1, 2, and 3. It's going to need to be a lot of them, so I'm just going to set up a few of these in a row so that I can have an idea for what the pattern is going to be to make it work. Yeah, we'll do 2 separate ones so that we can keep an eye on the flow of each of them individually. Noticing a green circuit desire. Had a feeling we were going to run into that, but that's fine. We can up the green circuit count here quite a bit and increase wires and all that as much as we need to. I also have another way of fixing problems over here once we get settled in, so it'll be fine. Now, I'm going to grab this and bring this over to here. We're going to have this belt come out, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4. Probably not going to need sulfur beyond this point, so I'm going to turn the sulfur bolt around so we can bring all the sulfur back, and then cancel its build. Unless it's finished it already. Holy sulfur belt. We're starting to catch up with it. There we go. Alright, so for here, we need to make sulfuric acid, which is water, iron, and sulfur. Not that one. We need the cryo plants. 1, 2, 3. Water, iron, and sulfur. So if sulfur is the inner belt there, because iron's right there, so we'll bring some iron down to the outer belt. I would like to make sulfuric acid. Now for the water. Easiest way to do that probably be to do this. Easiest, yes. Smartest, arguable. Or are these all my bots trying to get back to me so that they can charge? And deconstruct. And bring in water from the balloon. Yep. Green circuits are not keeping up, which is fine. We can build those up. Let's go ahead and increase green circuit count a little bit higher. we're probably not going to have enough wire, but I have a way of fixing that as well. We're going to be copying this build, but the way we get the wire over there is going to be slightly different from this entire setup. The question becomes, can this fit under here? No. It kind of fit under there, so it's probably going to go in between the power poles. Where'd my spider bot go? There he is. Here. There we go. And now blue circuits can be brought down this way. Yeah, green circuits aren't keeping up because of their lack of wires. Easiest way to fix that . 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Take these out, and we can take these out. Thinking right about there. This is going to be well more than enough for these last couple, but we might need to extend it further if the amount's still arguably not enough. Some ear belts. Huh. I was thinking you could probably build like a spider treadmill with this. Well, you could build a spider treadmill. Over here. Oh, where we don't have enough copper. Oh, yeah, copper is already being a problem. the noticeable fact that that this is never going to be enough. Oh no, oh no, it's just that we're not making enough copper. Very well then. Boop. When in doubt, pick a lazy option. Yeah, it's just going to be going through this like crazy. Now the iron's running into the same problem. Yeah, I'm going to sit here and regret that I didn't go forges right off the bat. But for now, it's fine. Alright, where did that blueprint I just make go? Oh, wait a minute. I didn't get this copper blueprint down here. I want to copy all of it. What? Sometimes making blueprints is a pain in this game. Like that. Remove that. Copy paste. And there, 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 and there. Substation, 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 and substation. Oh, look, we're running low on we're running low on ore, just like I thought we were going to. Yep. I'll probably do is I'll probably bring these down, or like I'll remove like the last the last two of these, and bring in coal and make an ore processing facility here to bring in more ore. We'll see. We'll see it once it's actually crafting the stuff we need. But now we're ready to start making modules. And again, we'll be building placeholders for this. So this 1, 2, and 3. First, we're going to go with quality modules. Alright. Now for quality 2, it takes red, blue, and the quality modules. What we'll do is 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Wolf. And hello, Rick. Welcome to the stream. I don't think I've seen your name here before. And level 2 quality modules. It's beginning to develop. It's not as rampant as I would like my base to be spaghetti, but it is beginning its slow development. Much like our legendary quality. There it is. Okay, it was just the arrows on the belt. I thought I saw quality in here, and I'm like, these shouldn't be getting quality. Last thing I want is quality on my, on these, because then we're just going to be starting to run into problems. Alright, so now for the tier 3. The tier 3 gets a little bit more annoying because we have to have the advanced circuits, the processing units, and superconductors along with the level 2 quality modules, which the superconductors we're not making over here, and I don't think we're going to. Before I say that, let's see how difficult they are to make. Yeah, no. I'm not making another line for... I'm not bringing plastic all the way down here. I'm not bringing chromium all the way down here. I'm not bringing light oil all the way down here. And more stress on our copper line is not going to help us. So, we will be using Void to get our superconductors. 1, 2, and 3. Long live the Void. Where's superconductors? Wait a minute. Oh. To the butt mall. Been needing to fix this problem for a while. So we've been using grater for too long. Now the first thing I want to do... Oh wait, I need Exalted to do that. Never mind. We will do that in a second. Alright, let's see. You are Exalted. Ah! That's what happened. One of the updates added void engines to the recipe. Good to know. Void engines. There we go. That explains why we weren't getting void engines for why we haven't been getting the Exalted for a while. One of you, one of you. Wait. Oh no. We can't have superconductors? But I could. Oh noes. Well, that's annoying. That's not gonna work. Deconstructed. Guess we aren't gonna have a choice in the matter. We're gonna have to bring down plastics and stuff and make superconductors down here. So, where did our plastic line stop? It stopped back here. What I could do is I could make our... I know what we're gonna do. I know the plan. First, I want to get rid of this. We don't need those anymore. Alright. So, I was expecting to do scrapping over here eventually, so we're going to do scrapping over here. 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, and... apparently not 5. Actually, what we should do, to make this a lot easier, is I basically should just go get our scrapyard from here and move it. So, I want everything from here over. Create that blueprint. Then let's go ahead and do this. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to come over here and I'm going to deconstruct all of the landfill the right of sulfur. Gotta love the bot swarm. Now the reason I did this is because there's a lot of different areas that this is going to do. That's going to be utilizing the void, dropping it into the water for getting rid of it. So I wanted to make sure that it was going to all be set up properly, and then I can fix it all. I can fix everything else later. Now, we don't need gears. We don't need steel. Iron is fine. Copper wire is fine. Copper is fine. Stone is good for that. Move this. Oh, what the heck? I didn't mean to copy you guys. Go away. Oh, I know what's going on. I know why it's not working. It needs void fluid to start, and it's not getting any void fluid. That's okay. I have a plan. There it goes. A lot of these we're not going to need, like solids. Plastics we will. Plastics we can use. But like LDS we're not going to use. Batteries, solid fuels. All of that's going to end up just being recycled through over and over again. Actually brings up a good point. We shouldn't be voiding out iron gears, because iron gears need to be deconstructed. The only issue with using this same build again is that it's not the type of build we need. It's going to be trying to keep a lot of stuff we don't need. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is we're going to go to... This one will work. Alright. Blue circuits that way. Red circuits that way. Circuits that way. This one is plastic. Hook that into the plastic line. I can ignore those, I can ignore those, I can ignore those. Add and deconstruct these. Ignore these, so we can go ahead and just deconstruct these. Now for iron, copper, and copper wire. Copper will be easy enough. Literally just bring copper to here. There's iron. There we go. Alright. There goes the aluminum plate. Plastic. Still need light oil, which is way back here. I have a plan, though. Baguette will save us. Too far. Glad to see that you've embraced the power of spaghetti. Even though I know that that is not nowhere close to what you were doing. I think you should learn to understand that spaghetti sometimes is just the right path. It's not spaghetti, it's enlightened. I think when it comes down to it, I think the true question shouldn't be, should one use spaghetti or should one not use spaghetti? And it's the question of, what is better for that current situation? If the answer is spaghetti, then who are we to argue with the great and a powerful spaghetti? Like I have said before, once we get to the final base, I will be attempting to remove all the spaghetti. It's not even the final base of the module base. This is just gonna. I've literally condemned this base to being just for making quality modules. That's the only thing this base is gonna do. And then I've got to sit down and try and figure out a way to set up a base that'll use quality modules to make quality buildings, and then everything else be destroyed, without me having to just destroy everything else indiscriminately. It's going to end up being bots. And the answer is always either spaghetti or bots. One reason why the bot swarm is so nice. Now where's the light oil? There's the light oil. Alright, so holmium plates, plastic bars, and copper, and light oil. So holmium plates, plastic bars, and copper. So holmium plates, plastic bars. I should look at the numbers before I start doing this. Oh, it's all ones. That makes that a lot easier. You. We're going to turn the light oil up here. Bring the light oil down one real quick. There. I don't understand what your issue with spaghetti is, Wolf. It's never made any sense to me. Is it literally just that it hurts your head? Have you ever thought that it hurts your head because the fact that it's just such a superior way of thinking that you just aren't able to catch, you just aren't able to understand it? So enlightening. Why did I feel like that was going to be your answer? I cannot be beglained. I cannot be beglained. My brain is not. My brain is not braining. if you think about it, the human brain looks like spaghetti. So if that doesn't say we should be embracing the power of spaghetti, I don't know what does. Does that reach? Yes, it does. One, two, one, two, one, two, and three. I forgot the pipes. I feel like the other argument, though, is like, if spaghetti works, what's wrong with it? Sometimes the best thing is to embrace the power of spaghetti. At least in the early game, I think. Triplicated. Triplicated. Then, of course, the easiest way to handle this is going to be to, say, drop it all into a supply network box. It's not going to be connected to the network yet, and I'm not going to connect it to the network yet because I want to use some of these to make some more of the advanced quality modules. As of right now, I don't have the... Right now, I don't have any legendary quality modules on me. So, I'd like to make some more in order to start working towards that. Buster chest. Level 2 modules. And go. There it goes. Now we're starting to back up on modules. No. You. No. I don't want you to do that. I get why they added these special items to tier 3s, but I liked it better when it was it was easier to make tier 3 modules. All I need is 4 more of the common, or a few more of the other types, and we'll be able to start destroying common material as well. You can now destroy common. Oh wait, crap. Just destroy common. Epic! That one switch jumped right past rare. I should probably be setting these up to... I should probably be putting them into here first, since they'll pull from both machines. Have a chance at jumping our qualities quite a bit higher. Where is... Oh, there. We're gonna move this. Lead circuits is low. Copper wire is low. Copper is low. Copper ore is low. Not much I can do to improve the speed on that. Not right now, at least. No, not true, but... Ah, that's annoying. Getting rid of all of our blueprints for now. Well, the stress is beginning to show. Oh, little copper. Working. We are increasing the number of quality modules that we have quite substantially faster than we used to. Problem with it is that we just need more raw material at this point because copper is just not coming in fast enough. Okay, we'll fix it. All dead. One, two, three. Two. One. Copper. Not that one. As much as I would love to go with that one because it'd be free, I'm not sitting here and working with all of the different all the different byproducts that we would get from that. Just not worth it. If you've not played Factorio before, or if you've played Factorio, or even if you played Factorio, but you haven't played for very long, this is your proof that copper eventually becomes your bottleneck in late game. I myself did not believe it for the longest time with how little you use copper at the beginning of the game. I can tell you now, I am a firm believer in the fact that copper becomes very much more needed late into the later game. Uh-oh. Something's not right. Our base's power supply is in trouble again, and I can feel it in my bones already. Why is everything turned off? Satisfaction. Production. What did I do? Oh, I know what I did. That's what I did. I'll figure out if I'm going to turn this into another copper line or if it's going to be a iron line in a minute. What's wrong? Why do we only have one of these in here? Like, what my brain thought that was a good idea? Quester chest. Quester chest. Keep changing it because I keep changing my mind. Why not have any more of the turbo compacted importers? I would like. Where are they? These. There we go. Now we turn that off, let the last of them come through, and then be done with that. But that will make us a lot more coreless fluid. There we go. Now we're getting more copper. We are losing out on iron though. Okay. Iron it is. Now, what I can do I am going to turn these back on, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to limit these 3 lines. Copper ore, 200. Then iron ore, same thing. We're going to limit the iron ore to 200 as well. And that's just so that we're not pulling in more than we need, and the corylus fluid can build up if it is able to, and so on and so on and so forth. Alright. It's been about an hour and 45 minutes. I'm under the impression that it's about time we close out for the day. Off camera, I will be probably letting this run, building up our quality modules and moving them around in order to increase the quality of quality modules that we're getting. Hopefully when I come back, this whole system will be self-sufficient and running, and we'll probably work on getting high quality buildings in order to build the next base, which will most likely be a base hopefully a little bit better planned out than this one, because obviously I did not need all this space. So I'll probably also go about deconstructing everything from this point to the left, which is what I'm going to set up to do right now. With the next base we're going to be building, we're going to be using quality buildings. We're going to be using all these quality modules we've been building to do this. And such. I will also probably be getting more landfill and landfilling more of the ocean. Our base has become a bit larger than I would have thought, but it's actually not that surprising with how far into the game we are, and the fact that we now have like 3 different bases, because we have our module base, our second base, which was I determined was not going to work out, so we're not working on that, and our primary base, which we're still using some of the resources from, which is basically providing all of the resources that we are using to build all of this right now. But the next thing I'll be doing is working on a bot mall that works on the idea of creating high quality items. I might do some brainstorming off camera also in order to start thinking about ways to improve this, figuring out how we're going to do legend, how we're going to do quality, and how we're going to start getting all of the non-quality stuff out of our base and start utilizing quality buildings. But until then, I've been the Seven Swords. You've all been amazing. See you guys next time.